In this episode, we are going to show you ways to increase your backswing for greater distance and a purer turn.
Hello everybody, Dr. Matthew Meyers here from Velocity Sports Medicine in Westport, Connecticut. Coming to talk to you about the spine and how it works in relation to your normal golf swing. The spine is broken up into three segments: the cervical spine up top, the thoracic spine in the middle, and the lumbar spine down at the base. The lumbar spine is the largest vertebrae, and its main function is to support the weight of the spine and the body above. Its main function is through flexion and extension, and it actually limits rotation. That function is picked up a lot by the hips and the thoracic spine. The thoracic spine is the area in which the rib cage connects into, and it helps lock your body together. It's also one area that is significantly limited in golfers, and one that I try to increase motion in so that a normal golf swing could follow all the way through. What we try to do is make sure that these areas are functioning. Again, flexion and extension focused in this lumbar spine, and a little bit of rotation and stabilization happening, more so in the thoracic spine.
Extended side angle with rotation. Step the feet out wide, turning the front toes out to the side. So in this case, we're turning the right toes out. As you bend into the right knee, make sure that your knee is tracking directly in line with the toes. If you find that the knee is collapsing inward, think of pressing your knee toward the outer edge of the right foot. Place your right forearm on top of your thigh, being careful not to collapse your weight into that side, but rather keep the core engaged and the obliques lifted. If the hips are not quite flexible enough, you can shorten your stance. You can also place your hand on a club or on the edge of a chair. Extend your left arm straight out in front of you at shoulder height. As you inhale, rotate open, reaching your arm toward the sky, maybe even a little bit behind you. And as you exhale, close the arm back to your starting position. So every time you inhale, you're increasing your thoracic rotation, increasing your shoulder turn, and cultivating that mobile upper body over a stable lower body. Exactly what happens in the backswing. If you have any sort of discomfort or pain in the shoulder, you can place your hand behind your head, leading the movement with the elbow, or you can place your hand on your hip. Dynamic Warrior 3 with the standing figure 4 stretch. Standing with your feet about hip width apart, shift your weight into the right leg and use your abdominals to draw the left knee up at about hip height. You can have your club in one hand for balance. Bend a little bit into the right leg and start to kick the left leg behind you, flexing at the ankle, tilting the torso forward so your body is making a T shape. Press down into the standing leg and use your core muscles to bring you back up to your starting position. From here, you'll start to bend into the right knee a little bit deeper, crossing your left ankle over your right thigh and taking the knee out to the side. Sink back like you're sitting in a chair, feeling that stretch in the hips, and then release, standing up, unwind, and repeat. Take it further, lift the club off the floor, holding it in the hands in front of the chest or reaching it out at shoulder height. You can even reach it overhead if you're up for it.
For the standing anti-rotation press, you're going to place the band on a sturdy object. You can also use a cable cross machine for this at about waist height. Once you are in position, you are either going to do the interlock grip, where you're going to interlock the fingers, or you're going to do the overlap, where you grab the hand closest to where the handle is attached on first and then overlap the other hand. Once you're in position, you're going to lock down the lower body. There's going to be a slight bend in the knee, slight bend in the hips, and then you're going to feel like you're taking a punch from Rocky Balboa, and you are going to press the band directly out. Please don't let it go to the side, and press it directly out from the center of your chest. The first way to do this is with a 15-second hold, and you just hold it out there for 15 seconds. You're really gonna feel the burn. This is very similar to a side plank. The second way to do this is more dynamically, and this would be the preferred way after you have mastered the 15-second hold, and you are just gonna press it out and then come back in for the prescribed amount. Typically around 8 reps works great for the standing anti-rotation press. For the standing hip twist, you are gonna find an object anywhere from knee height to hip height. If you have good hamstring flexibility, you're probably gonna go about hip height. You don't need to go higher than that though. In this case, I used a chair at about knee height, and then I flip it around a little higher and I get it about at hip height. You can use any object. This is also great to do on the golf course. You can use a cart. Make sure before you do this without your hands free, that you hold on to an object. In this case, I have the railing nearby. This helps give you some added stability while still getting the hips in internal and external rotation. Make sure the bottom foot is facing forward and the elevated leg stays straight the entire time. When you're twisting, you are twisting your chest, you are twisting your hips, and you are twisting your necks open, and then you are also turning back in. So you're going away, and then you're turning in. You're turning away, and then you're turning in.
My name's Dustin Wrighter. I'm the director of golf at Golf Lounge 18, and I'm here to help you fit your clubs better. How we fit for grips is, it's not based on like, do you wear a small or medium or large glove. That can get you started in the right direction. But the most important thing is you gotta actually physically hold the grip that you're trying to fit for. So let's say somebody held their buddy's mid-size grip and wants to try it on their clubs. Well, a simple way to test it is if you actually hold the grip in your hand like you're about to take a swing, and then look for a righty, the top hand, so the left hand. If the left ring finger is buried into the pad of your hand here, you can see there's no space. That typically means the grip is too small. And then on the opposite side of that, if I spread my hands out a little bit, let's say this was a jumbo grip and there was a big space in there, that would typically mean it's a little bit too big. You try to go to something smaller. You want it to barely start to make contact, or there to be enough space to fit like a credit card in between. That's a good rule of thumb for grip size. And then it boils down to comfort after that.
If you've enjoyed this episode, give it a like or share it with a fellow golfer. And subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.